Hello, here at Portland International Raceway. Welcome to the bitnile.com Grand Prix of Portland, and the INDYCAR series is about to get underway. For the first practice session of the weekend, we're delighted to bring you coverage across the Grid Network and JB Motorsports as we once again enter this partnership. Hello everybody, welcome up to the commentary box then. We are a few minutes away from the first session getting underway. 40 minutes on the clock here for the first group. Then we're going into splitting them around a circuit which is very, very tricky to get right. Alongside me in the commentary box for this session is JT. And, well, here we go again then. Another year, another race here at Portland, and another chance for a champion to be crowned. And once again, Alex Palou has his first shot in a season which I only think it's safe to say, JT, he hasn't dominated. He's obliterated the competition. Superb season from him.
Yeah, absolutely. You could say it's another year, it's another Portland. No, it's another year, it's another Portland, it's another JT appearance on Grid Network. Hello, everyone.
Yes, we keep getting you in because you test so well with the viewers.
And because I actually turn up.
That is also true, yes. So, here we go. You won't be with us on race day, you're busy with all the classes.
Sunday, yes. Yeah, change of plans, unfortunately, and even if even if there wasn't a change of plans, I would have been put on the NASCAR anyway.
That's very true. Let's head down here to Alex Palou now with Kevin Lee.
Way to try and make even more special this season, but honestly, I'm just excited to be here in Portland. We have such a good memories here, winning the championship in 23 and winning the race in 21. So yeah, hopefully we get to do this again this weekend. The car's been amazing, as you know, all season, so I'm excited to just fight for the race.
Does that championship gap on Pato Award factor it all into strategy, or is it let's just win and try to win and see where things shake out?
As of now, it's the start of the weekend. It's all about just winning the race, winning Portland. We know that by winning Portland, we're going to get both stuff at the same time, so that's the priority. We haven't spoke much about the championship, honestly. We'll see depending on the race, but the primary focus is just to win the race, get another race win this season, and get to celebrate the championship with a race win.
9 wins in a season would be just as impressive as winning another championship. Alex Palou begins that quest.
Green light, we're underway for this opening practice session. The cars venture out onto the circuit, and let's just see what we're going to have then here for the first of the day's running. Let's get our Grid Network logo in a suitable place. It was fine earlier on, but the track has changed, so we'll just slowly move it up to where it needs to be at the top of the screen. But here we go then, JT. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Oregon, as we like to know. There's that fantastic first chicane, which creates so much drama. And of course, not a circuit that's identical to what we use in Formula E when we raced here, which provided all that chaos. But this is our first time this year that we've been able to commentate on a Portland event. And in 3 weeks' time, we've got the NASCAR here as well, with the Trucks and Xfinity racing running. So we're in for a very interesting couple of weeks at this circuit. Joe Samiogo and Nicole Fry are trackside for us this weekend. Jackson Lambrose is around as well. We'll be hearing a couple of things from them three throughout the weekend. Jackson's with other networks, but I believe he's doing a dip-in interview with Grid, and you'll see those across the network channels. There's the alternative start and finish line. As soon as you cross that, the session activates. And, well, JT, all cars out there on the circuit, and let's see what we're going to have in what's going to be a busy, busy Portland Grand Prix weekend. First of all, the Astor Cup. Can Alex Palou claim it once again? He's got a chance to do it because he only needs to be a certain amount of points ahead of I've got the championship in front of me here with Pato O'Ward. O'Ward can only continue if he outscores Palou by 14 points, or he's trailing by 107 after this race. For Palou to be championship, he needs to finish ahead of Pato O'Ward and finish second and score at least 1 bonus point for leading a lap, even if O'Ward wins and gets maximum points. So really, Palou just needs to dominate like he's done all season long.
I was unmuted, Discord being Discord.
It's one of those things.
yeah, me having to mute my mic and unmute it again somehow reactivates it for some reason. But yeah, I think it's going to be a case of we find out it's not if, it's when Polo gets his championship at this rate that he's been winning races this season, as we look at downtown Portland here in Oregon.
I think Joe Samaniego said that there's a wonderful cafe just across from the bridge. But let's take a look around the circuit then, courtesy of iRacing. Down into turn 1, heavy braking zone through the chicane, JT, and this is where we see a lot of bottlenecks happen with the crashes.
Yeah, absolutely, especially on the starts and restarts we have down here. We've had many crashes and many an incident. Then through turn 6, the calmer part of the circuit, 4, 5, 6, then into the hard braking zone at 7, which turns you in the direction back home through the full throttle apex of turn 8, then into a little dab on the brakes turn 9, full throttle turn 10, hard braking zone into turn 11, and then turn 12 is the kink, which puts you back onto the start finish straight here at Portland International Raceway, as we look down on a absolutely beautiful transition, not from INDYCAR, as we look down from above. I think, no, that is a video feed. I can see people walking, but no cars, as well. They found out what the pen tool is, and they are demonstrating what happens if you go off at the chicane, and no matter where you go off, you have to go through the barriers and the millions and millions of chicanes they put there. And it looks like, you can see at that end of it, they have made it a tighter exit, so you don't go straight out. You have to cut back in, as this is what happened back in the year 2002. There's a song lyric in there somewhere, and you can see cones going flying, not where Charles Rainford's cone ended up, and well, that is what happens there.
Well, think about when we came back here in 2018, the pile-up that we had down at the first chicane as well, with Scott Dixon having a car on his shoulder in his dominant season as well. But yeah, that first chicane, the chicane, is very much a trouble spot. Now, I can spot our own Joe Samaniego down there, though, getting all the photos as well, and Nicole Fry is trackside. You'll be hearing all their interviews. They're available to watch now on the Grid Network YouTube channel. Just search at Grid Network TV into YouTube and you'll find it, or if you're watching us on that platform, just click on the channel icon and go and take a look back at all of the actions. All quiet then in the opening 5 minutes of practice here at Portland. And now we do get a car.
Say that.
One goes out onto the circuit of Kiffin Simpson. Yeah, and got news about Kiffin Simpson as well coming in, as he's managed to avoid a penalty in that Chip Ganassi racing car, but after issues that were found coming into the weekend. But the number 8 Chip Ganassi Racing, unfortunately, didn't get too much of avoiding the penalty that caused last time out in the Lap 1, Turn 6 incident at Laguna Seca that our own Jake Sanson, yourself, JT, and Omi were commentating on last time out. So you met that plough into the back on the run-up, which brought out the caution. He has been issued a 6th place grid penalty for avoidable contact as well. And that's going to be a quite interesting thing for him to have to contend with. But he did avoid penalty for any unauthorised car repair and new engine bits as well coming into the weekend. So he's got away with lightly, I think, JT. You were at that event with Sanson in the commentary box as well. And later, Omi, when he relieved Jake. Best finish for Kiffin Simpson of P3, but an underwhelming performance in a year where he's been in the championship dominating team.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, if we go back to Laguna Seca, and, well, both me and Jake Sanson both confirmed and said that it was more like brisk F1 stock car racing than INDYCAR, with the way that he absolutely punted that car off into the wall. The only difference being INDYCARs don't have massive iron steel front bumpers on them designed to hit into other cars and put them off the racing line. As 33 minutes and 43 seconds and counting, 42, 41, 40, as heading into turn 11. A little bit of a lock up there for the number 8 as he heads out through turn 12, and just behind turn 12 is where the track's ended, across the line.
Yeah, first lap time on the board then for Kiffin Simpson. It's a 102.900, so he's gone fastest overall on the control line. I just want to make it clear, if you are watching on JB Motorsports, our live coverage, and you're not used to seeing myself or JT in the commentary box, that's because usually we come in for qualifying if we're available, and then we're all here for the race. But with this being a Grid Network weekend, as well with it being their home event, our coverage is delayed simulcast, so we will commentate on all the sessions alongside our colleagues at Fox Sports as well to provide information, and Tom Gaymore when he comes in later on. My message, do you know what Sanson's doing this weekend as well? Let's see if we can drag him in for an event. Is he busy?
We know what happened last time Sanson was on the
late at night, yeah.
Call.
Yeah, that's a good point. But it is a weird feeling this weekend, isn't it? It's nice to see Robert Schwartzman in the Prema coming out. Best finish of 9th back at Iowa in race 2 as it comes over the alternative start-finish line as well. But do you know what, JT? This year as well, everyone's been saying, oh, INDYCAR, you know, this is why it's failing. We need a new car. It's not been anything of entertaining. I think Prema is the shining light coming into this whole season. The fact is that they had the pole at the Indy 500, they've come in as a new team, and I think in their first season they've absolutely knocked it out of the park. They've been spectacular. Schwartzman and Eilert, brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Prema have really been amazing this first season. Maybe if you can't get Sanson,
yeah,
I know someone else who you may be able to ask.
Oh, who?
Omi.
Good point. Yes, Omi's on a 2-week break. He's not doing anything the next 2 weeks, but I'm sure we might be able to tempt him in.
Should I be concerned that Louis Foster's summer hobby is shaving?
Yeah, not really, because he didn't have that terrible moustache that I think Will Buxton relieved him of during the season, didn't he? But look at that, 168 points for Robert Schwartzman. Louis Foster on 172 as well, but considering Prema is the 168, that's an impressive run to come into it as well, as we now take a look at the two alongside each other. The 83 coming out to 12.
Horrible side-by-side, because it looks absolutely perfect for me, but because of my aspect ratio, the right-hand side is being cut off the screen.
Yeah, not the best as they come back through. Lundgaard's top, 1 minute, .602. Simpson second, Rob third. Rossi, Power, Abel, Kirkwood and Schwartzman, the 8 drivers so far to settle the lap time. Looks like, though, the 45 is going to head out onto the circuit shortly as well to come into a couple of other battles around the situation. Well, let's just check up then with what else has been happening coming into this weekend as well. Pato O'Ward threw out the first pitch at the Rangers game yesterday evening as well. Looked quite able to do so. Pun completely intended as well, but always going quite strong around there. Apparently, do you want to know the drivers' salaries, by the way, as we take a look? We've got news from Kevin.
Good hour plus to be able to slip through and make the proper changes. But Chris Stafford, the chief mechanic overseeing all 3 cars, was back there leading this charge with all of the Arrow McLaren group together, and they got it done in about 40 minutes, and actually we're out here on the pit lane ready to go before anyone even thought about going green. So no concerns. They're sitting here right now simply because they don't feel like they have enough tires to run the entire time. But now they go into work, and we're going to see Nolan Siegel get out there and get to work here very shortly.
Little issue then coming through for Nolan Siegel, JT. Best finish of 8th back at Road America. The only good thing there, I suppose, is that he has actually been able to get back out there. And now they've taken the engine cover off. So that thing that they've said to Kevin about, oh, we might not have enough tyres to run, they're now checking underneath the bonnet.
Yeah, so maybe half of the truth, half of the truth there, as we are now on board with Pato O'Ward as Lundgaard goes to the top 59.419 seconds. Rossi was your first car to go sub-minute with a 59.937. Lundgaard instantly it goes half a second better. Rob just crosses the line in 77, goes third with 1 minute and 0.45, but we pick up and hopefully have a look at Patrick Ward once again, but we're going back into the fans and we're trackside, I do believe.
Let's head down then and have a listen into the crowd with this thing.
There's Simpson in the Ridgeline back car for this weekend, a couple of guys with different liveries on their cars. As we ride on board with Pato O'Ward, who is still in championship contention if he can beat Alex Palou. And Palou has an absolute horror show and he keeps the gap less than 108 points. Then
as we've said, JT, I don't think it's going to happen. Go on.
Fox literally panned
To trackside.
showing a panned and zoomed in, showing a Fox Sports supporter with a cameraman and them talking to the camera, and they're not trackside. Fox, hello.
I think they're just giving up, really, trying to decide whether or not they want to be there or not. Because our cameras are having a bit of an issue there as well. There's Alex Palou.
There it is.
Well, he's got out of the car, JT. Now he's getting back in again.
Just normal practice stuff.
Oops. Ah, okay. I need to go to battle screen and reset things.
on the back of another one of his favourite tracks and another one of his favourite places to go, which was Laguna Seca. I mean, you talk about Toronto, Townsend, and it was a track that he said, you know, he didn't enjoy, had never been kind to him in the past. He won, Palou's outside the top 10, 30-point swing. Again, you get a repeat of that this weekend. We go on to Milwaukee.
James, Alex Palou's raced here 4 times, never qualified outside the top 5. 3 finishes of first, and second. Strong to quite strong.
I mean, we spoke to him this morning, and it's so evident in his just demeanor, right? Just the manner in which he walks through the paddock right now.
Zen.
He's in control. He is in control of his team. He's in control of his car. He's in control of this entire championship and this entire paddock right now, and they know it. I noticed it in Laguna, Will. During the post-race ceremonies, on the podium, drivers all usually give each other a high five, a handshake, unless there's been something contentious on the racetrack. Both second and third place, they gave him a handshake. There was no emotion on their face. They are stone cold.
I think that's the best thing, JT, isn't it? The fact is that they are just like, okay, we're locked in for the title. We're locked in with what we need to do. And no one's really going to hold it back for what we need to do. It's going to be all go straight from the start.
Yeah, absolutely. As we are on board with O'Ward as he cuts the apex at turn 1, very nearly hits the wall a little bit too much apex. His whole front right tyre was on the inside concrete or tarmac down there.
Desperately trying to keep
on
it
the
up.
inside of the apex, and whoever was down there, I don't know if Joe was still down there, but that must have been a little bit close to comfort.
Oh, I can't wait as well. The reason, by the way, that the INDYCAR streams aren't set up for the rest of the weekend is that we're waiting for the first INDYCAR session for Joe Samaniego to take some wonderful photos that we can then use as our thumbnails for the weekend. And we've got a great shot from last year for our race 1 that will be set up, ready to go. So you have everything ready tomorrow. Only NASCAR and INDYCAR on this weekend. It's one of the rare weekends of the actual motorsport season where there's not a lot going on. I will, of course, be focusing on the INDYCAR team. Matthew Owens and the USON team are taking you through the NASCAR at Watkins Glen. So double the good road courses with legendary areas this weekend across the JB Motorsports network, and over at the Grid Network, it's going to be all eyes on the Grand Prix of Portland, sponsored by BitNile.com. We've got a red flag out on the circuit, JT. I can't see anybody stopped on the driver tracker, but command red has been given from the flag stand. Session is suspended.
Yeah, absolutely, as we will wait to see why, but time, of course, continues to count down here in INDYCAR. 40-minute session and then 2 12-minute sessions split into groups where rookies can do both groups. And
Debris on track.
Debris, there it is.
Oh, hello. What is that? That's at the exit of the chicane, I want to say. It's hard to tell where it is on the top of the monitor there. But either way, debris out there. It is. It's the exit of turn 2. And the AMR safety crew going and pick it up originally. Didn't really rip it up there or something. Okay, red flag then. Let's take the opportunity to head down to our colleagues in Fox Sports.
They just went to add.
Not sure if we know who
Never mind.
that came from.
Be accused.
Oh, it's not that.
That's Alex.
Okay, we've got it, JT. It's come off, I believe, the 20. Is it one of the air? No, that's just the air rate flapping around from the driver head cooling system. Oh, and he got wide. Okay, at the exit. Fair point. Okay, let's head back.
It just seems like it's excessively long.
Picked up his pool hose by accident. Anyway,
that we had the...
you were saying?
What was I saying?
I don't know.
Oh.
Alex Below had just gone out.
We're back underway, JT, so didn't need Fox Sports that quickly, did we, to get back into it? As we now leave out onto the circuit. Below straight out there. Controlling this ever so nicely. A chance to be champion, as I said, more than 108 points. And he will be crowned here this weekend. It will be the second time he will be crowned champion here at Portland. And Joe Samaniego gets to have a word with him as well, which would be fantastic. Reminder that we have all of the action with all of the interviews and drivers in our special wrap-up shows after each day. Tomorrow in qualifying build-up, you can hear from the team as well, with Joe and Nicole interviewing all their action from Thursday and their Friday wrap-up. And on Sunday, you'll hear the Saturday wrap-up from all the qualifying sessions as well, and the final practice before we go on air for our build-up show as well. You can also tune into the Grid Network for the pre-race show. That will do a couple of hours before the green flag goes out, and Joe Samaniego and Nicole Fry will be live from trackside for that as well. 59.219 for Lundgaard. He's fastest. O'Ward second. Kirkwood in third. VK fourth. Foster fifth. Daly is sixth. Rossi seventh. Into eighth goes Marcus Armstrong. Devlin Di Francesco's ninth. Will Power in 10th. Stingray Rob 11th. Kiffin Simpson in 12th. Santino Ferrucci 13th. Jacob Abel 14th. Robert Schwartzman 15th. David Malukas 16th. Christian Ransford 17th. Callum Ilott 18th. As they come in to the mix as well. In 20th as they come through. So, Kyle Kirkwood here this weekend with a livery that is almost identical to that of his teammate. Once again, JT confusing everybody who's here to do the commentary because we can't tell which is which without the numbers, because one's a 26, one's a 27.
I will. This is, and if you're not a, if you're watching this Grid Network and you're not a regular viewer of JB Motorsports, firstly, why not? Second of all, this is now where I get the Spotter's Guide and I tell JB what is different about them.
Here we go. Here we go. It's the old attitude of I know what's best, I know what's changing sort of situation, isn't it? For those of you, we've now gone to, as the session now is properly in it and we're getting into the time segment, we've gone to our full battle screen. To explain it, you can see all the timing, driver track information, and pit lane information, and me and JT are now still in the comms booth. Go on, what's the difference then?
26 and 27, they have different yellows, and one it's black, one is dark blue, like a royal blue.
Yeah, that's going to be easy to tell in the middle of an action. The car's upside down, but don't worry, folks, it's royal blue, not baby blue or whatever, or teal blue. Red flag again. Second red flag of the session has come out on the clock here. And that's why! It's Scott Dixon who's locked up exit of turn 11. And I don't think he's hit the barrier, JT. I think he's just come to a full stop. Might be able to get that out. Yeah,
Will he be able to find reverse?
It's tricky with these hybrids as well. They do like to go into stall mode quite quickly. We saw this in Formula E. You can take the exit curve to 11, it just spits you out. It's exactly the same thing, but he locks up the inside front right and goes straight over the short exit. Doesn't hit the barrier, just comes to a stop. And he stalled it. He's getting the AMR safety crew to get out of there. There's Chip Ganassi watching on. So red flag out for a second time here at Portland International Raceway in our first practice session. 18 minutes to go before each driver and team get half the field split for 10 minutes. Okay, let's head over to our colleagues at Fox then, as Dixon's recovered.
An exemplification of what you guys were talking about, of just how tricky those final couple of corners are. The commitment, the speed, and how when it goes just a little bit wrong, as we saw with Scott Dixon, 6-time champion, it can go pretty wrong pretty fast.
It really can. It's a super tricky section, to T-Bell's point. That's why it's a really quick and smart move to throw that red flag so fast. You know, you can... When you're balancing a car 5th gear on the edge through that chicane, it is just so easy to drop a wheel, lock a wheel, and end up in almost the exact same place.
The tough part here, too, is you're trying to get your brake bias set correctly in turn 1, which requires so much rear axle bite on the bias. But if you carry too much rear bias into that section, it's easy to lock the rear. So you're constantly kind of chasing your bias settings for those 2 critically important brake zones to generate lap time, but they're so different in the way that you've got to balance the car. No damage to Dixon's car, hopefully. It looks just fine from the outside.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Dixon back onto the black stuff, and hopefully back to pit lane soon, which will mean we'll be able to get this session started again. The AMR INDYCAR safety team, always on the scene, incredibly fast, and we are, as we always are, incredibly grateful for the work that they do. There we go, fired up and back. Oh, there is no longer Monterey Jack. What's his nickname going to be this
Pepper
weekend?
Jack. He's getting spicy.
Pepper Jack.
Getting spicy.
He's on the button. He's phoning.
I've not even been spicy with anyone yet.
Go.
See, that was a tease. You teased me into it.
Oh, it's coming.
I'm pretty close to the track, though, lads, I gotta say.
Where are you?
Like, right here, mate.
Where's that?
Where
Turn
are you?
1.
Oh,
Turn 1. Nice.
Are you on the outside?
We're back in Portland. There, the car of Joseph Newgarden. A really horrible season for Penske across the board. Newgarden 15th. Will Power, the only driver in the top 10. Let's take a look back to 1999. Tiger Woods won his first PGA Championship. The Matrix was released, which means I was listening to a lot of Rob Dugan back then. Y2K, scare, remember that? All too well. You're too young for that, Vince, surely. And the last time Penske had a winless season.
Shocking to think, guys. Over a quarter century since this team has come up short. But look, it's not over yet.
So, guess who, guys? First 14 races. Points position, 9th and 10th. Well, that kind of gives it away, doesn't it? Shouldn't have put that one in. 2 podiums, 1 podium. Average starts, both of them 10.9. Average finish, 12.6, 12.6. Ooh, who could it possibly be, guys?
Who could it be?
Who could it be in 9th and 10th? I mean, that gave the whole thing away, didn't it? It was really fun until then. Will Power and David Malukas. We talk about it every weekend. We've been talking about it since the start of the season. Rumours have been circling since before we even got running in St. Pete that this would be Will Power's last season at Penske, that David Malukas was Penske bound with a long-term deal in his pocket. And as the weeks have continued to slide by and no word comes out about Will Power's future, and let's not forget, this is the most successful single-seater driver that Penske have ever had, one of the top 5 drivers that Penske in all championships have ever run. And what's more, in this season, their highest placed driver, who is still competing at the top level, that he could possibly find himself out of that seat seems, to me at least, astonishing. Why don't we hear from Will Power talking about his future?
I don't think I'll know until after, at the end of or during the weekend of Nashville. I just want to know, to be honest. I would like to know what I'm doing. That would be nice. That's sort of the stress that would be off me, is just to know, like, where am I driving and am I driving at all?
I don't like seeing that from a driver of his experience, his caliber, to leave him hanging in that way. Feel...
Well, yeah, JT, Will Power has been an interesting conundrum throughout the year, hasn't he? Because I think everybody feels he can't go on the way it has done.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's one of those cases. It's just motor racing sometimes, you know. As well, beautiful camera. We get blindfolded by Will Power's onboard camera, it seems like.
He's had to back out anyway. There's traffic just ahead of him. The track's getting very busy now, by the way. So this half session between splitting up the drivers is going to become very critical. Now, go on, continue.
Yeah, there's two things that happens in transfers in motorsports. You either know millions of weeks before you actually need to know, and you know millions of weeks after you were supposed to know. There's never a middle. You never know when you're supposed to know, either before or after.
You never do know, sadly enough, that's the case. But Will Power did have a sit-down conversation and talked as well to our own on the fly as well with Nicole Fry.
You've won twice in Portland. How are you looking forward to this weekend? What are you looking to do on track?
Well, yeah, very much looking forward to the weekend. Definitely had a rough season for all of us at Penske, but love this track. Won here last year. Always enjoy it. Definitely flows well for me with my driving style, so you can never just assume you're going to be quick because it's such a tough series, but yeah, hopefully we're running at the front this weekend.
So you mentioned that this track can be kind of tricky, that Shelton chicane kind of comes out of nowhere. What about this track suits your driving style so much?
It's just a very flowy track, sort of off the brake, flow mid-corner speed. I really enjoy those styles of tracks. I mean, I like everything. I like all sorts of tracks, but in particular, these usually suit my style. Love the chicane on the back straight, turning in sixth gear, no brakes, nothing. So big commitment. So yeah, it's actually the first track I ever drove at in the US. So
really?
It's got a special place. It was the beginning of my first time I drove an IndyCar, first time I ever drove in the States. So yeah, very nice to win here.
Does it feel like coming back home a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you know, because I race here in Champ Car, you know, these places all become very familiar. You get used to the same places you stay at. Yeah, just any racetrack feels like home, but, you know, I really enjoy this area. I like the city, and it's, yeah, it's always a good crowd.
So last season you made a comment that sometimes drivers should kind of take the moments in and really appreciate them. What about this season have you appreciated, despite the fact that you guys are still hunting for a win?
I still just appreciate the fact that I'm doing it. You know, even when you're having a bad time, you're getting paid to do what you love. You know, you can't compare it to anything else. You know, there's nothing else you're going to do in your life that you're going to enjoy as much as this. So yeah, it's you really got to have the right perspective. You really do, even on the bad days. I mean, you're still racing an IndyCar, and not many people get to do that. So it's just tough to ever make it to that point, but let alone be able to do 20 seasons and, you know, win as many races as I have and championships and Indy 500. Like, you're just lucky and fortunate to have done that.
And it's been a very long season. What are you most looking forward to in your off season?
Well, you know, what I'm looking forward to in my off-season is kind of knowing what I might be doing next year. That's definitely one thing, to get that sort of pressure off and just know what I'm doing, whatever that may be.
Thank you so much for your time. Good luck this weekend in Portland.
Yeah, very nice as well to hear from Will Power. Let's go down to the Shelton chicane and join Jack Harvey.
I gotta say, this is probably the most nervous I think I've been just standing at the edge of a racetrack. At Long Beach, when I was this close, it didn't feel nearly this fast in the hairpin. Will Power has literally just gone by me. I would only say this, although he actually did just run off a little bit on the exit of turn 2. I feel like Will has achieved so much for a team as an Indy 500 champion and as a series champion that I like to believe that harnesses a lot of respect from that team to him and vice versa. That's the only thing I'd like to say about it. However, back to turn 1, this is such a fun corner. If we ended up getting an on-board shot, maybe you'll even see me not like trying to, but it's the longest straight here, or maybe not, maybe quite. Anyway, it's a huge braking zone. You cut so much of this curb to the point where there's almost 2 curb strikes. You're inches away from this wall where I am, so these cars are like a foot away from where I am. I don't mind racing them at 200 miles an hour when I'm also surrounded by a carbon fiber cockpit. However, this little bit of wall is not making me feel too awesome right now, but this is one of the most exhilarating spectator spots that I've ever found. So for any fans out here, I think this could be a really cool place.
I don't think they can get there, Jack. I think it's just you, mate, with your pass.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes, well, it's nice to have a little perk, and if my pass gets me here, I'm going to make the most of it, you know?
Jack, look, I've stood in that same corner during an IndyCar session. I've experienced what you're experiencing, and the thing that I thought was fascinating and really stood out to me, I'll be curious if you feel the same. When you're behind the wheel of an IndyCar here at Portland, turn 1, it's a slow-ish corner, but turn 2, you feel like you're crawling. You feel like you're barely moving through that corner. It is so slow from inside the car. I was blown away at how quick it looks from outside the car standing there. Do you get that same sense?
I definitely was getting that same sense. To me, you roll so much speed through 1, you kind of keep braking all the way actually into the left, but it feels like you're in there for so long. The other thing, I feel like the track's so wide on exit there, it can sometimes be deceiving by how much throttle application you can get to, and obviously there's a little bit of a run, you know, through the kink of 3 into 4, but to be honest, man, my biggest takeaway right now is I'm going to move back just a little bit because I feel like I've put an enormous amount of trust and faith in these drivers, but 1 and 2, from just trying not to make a mistake, but hitting curbs, you know, very aggressively. I think from a driver's perspective, 1 and 2 is the most difficult place to be consistent.
Get a bit closer, mate. Lean over, give him a wave.
Maybe I will. I got a nice selfie with the champion a second ago.
He's going to be handled. He's going to
right close and personal, isn't he, Jack Harvey? Well, he's Hollywood, and he's right there in the middle of the camera as well. Get the phone out, take a few selfies. This was back, though, in 2019 when Jack Harvey and Ryan Hunter-Reay had a little bit of a coming together of that first chicane as well. Hunter-Reay coming out of the pits on cold tyres, completely out of shape, locks up and takes out Jack. And spinning up, and Alexander Rossi was watching that all in phone and got 2 places into 1 and almost became part of it as well. It was an exciting race, JT. I remember commentating on that one as well. Here he is now.
I did, yes, I remember that.
Yeah, you know, I was pretty miffed. I can't say what I actually said when I realised what had happened, but, you know, Ryan's been a good friend of mine. We were teammates of the 500 this year, and clearly he was defending from Alexander Rossi. But that was a shame because we were still part-time when that happened, and obviously a good result that weekend would have just carried so much momentum for us as a team. I was with MSR then, but I love racing at Portland. It's been pretty kind to me in the past, so don't love to see it, but I do love being here.
Yeah, JT, that first chicane, we've been talking about it all day, as Pelot's top of the way from Armstrong second and Longcomb third. Get it wrong at any point in the race, it's going to be a big one. And that's because the curves at the exit as well, that sort of lunge you back up.
Yeah, absolutely. They chicane, which never lets you off lightly if it all goes wrong, as we are on board with Dixon with now 5 minutes left in this practice 1 session for all cars. Then we go into the crew split, group 1 and group 2, both with 12 minutes each. Rookies are allowed to race and practice in both groups as Dixon comes up towards the line. He's currently 14th. Does he improve?
No.
I don't see him move up the board. No, he stays in 14th place.
Adam says, I'll get some good footage for the Xfinity Garage experience at Talladega for you. Thank you, Adam. We'll get that out onto the channel as well during the Xfinity broadcast. Thank you, my friend. Says, have a wonderful weekend as well as you too, my friend, as we take a look at Marcus Armstrong and his finishes this season. 24th at St. Pete, 7th at Thermal, 14th at Long Beach, 17th at Barber, 7th at the Indy Grand Prix, but 18th at the 500. Detroit in 6th, 9th at St. Louis, Rodamerca is highest as well, 5th until a couple of rounds ago. We got 3rd place back at Toronto as well. It's now 66 back in the garage as well. JT, just to go and circle back to Nicole's questions there, the interview that she did with Will Power.
I couldn't hear it.
Oh, right, okay. Well, it's not relevant to what I was going to say. After the interview, Joe Samaniego said that as soon as Nicole had finished the interview, Will got on his phone and immediately was on the phone talking, and they swear they could hear about it being contracts. So it looks like this, you know, David Malukas moving over, Will Power, he's got to find a seat. The question is, who's going to take Will Power? Who's going to give him a drive in INDYCAR? I can't see where he could end up. Arguably, would you say his best option would be Meyershank Racing? I think that's sort of an option I could see him going with.
Possibly, yes.
There's nothing really left where he could be positioned around to go into. There's no the chat though.
Well,
we
know what one he's not going to be going to.
Yes, Penske. Where's the second? Chip Ganassi? JT's now looking at me on the comcam thinking, yeah. Go on, mention the people about that.
I think if Will Power goes to Chip Ganassi, then yeah, something's wrong.
Yeah, something would be seriously wrong with that. As we round the board now with Colton Herter down to the chicane, all the way from 5th into 2nd gear. Hooked the inside line, took a bit too much curb there. And you can hear it scraping the under bottom of the car. And I tell you what, you've got to be careful at this track because the curbs here bite and they do wear out the floor. You can pick up bodywork damage incredibly easily. We've seen it happen a couple of years before. We've seen it in this session alone with parts flying off everywhere. But it's an old school circuit, as I can still see the Formula E attack modes paint onto the surface as well. Christian Lundgaard has gone fastest, 59.103 on the board. Now that's interesting, on the timing screen it's 103, but on all the other systems we've got here, it says 104. So I think it's been rounded up on one of them.
The way that INDYCAR do
to the 4.
4 decimal places, it's weird. Some they round it up, some they round it down, where it normally depends whether it, yeah.
Currently we've got a 59.1037 for Lundgaard on our monitor.
So that should be rounded up to 104, yes.
Yeah.
Not 103.
Should be rounded, but they've left it. Oh, Herta's fighting for control of this thing with a minute to go in this session. Just backed off, yeah. He knows he doesn't want to take the alternative line flag and build up and have another go. Because, of course, it's all the difference as they come across it. We only use the start line for the race. Everything else will be the ulterior, which is on the exit, or the entrance into turn 11, in order to allow the drivers the chance to pit. Which is a good idea, and I don't know why Formula 1 don't do it, to be fair. I always think it's a good idea of INDYCAR to have an ulterior finish line just before the pit entry, so that if anybody wants to come into the pits, they can do. Think how much time would be saved in Formula 1 on the cool-down laps and the in-laps. No need for a cool lap, straight in. It's a good idea. Checker flags out, and the first part of the opening practice session is completed here at Portland, and it ends with Christian Lundgaard as the fastest driver, from Alex Palou in 2nd, Marcus Armstrong in 3rd, 4th for Felix Rosenquist, and 5th for Joseph Newgarden. There are still times to improve as Ray Hall goes up to 14th. Does Herter move up the timing sheets? Takes the flag. Yes, he does, up to 8th. Much better time for Colton Herter as he'll now come into the pit lane. So now we will split the field into half and half, and we will go on the green faster tyre to go into it. So the alternatives will now get the opportunity to do a run. We've had the primaries, JT. Now it's time to get going again. Let's head down then to Fox.
Nice run from Stingray Rob, P12. That's a nice practice one.
And Foster and DiFrancesco as well, yeah.
And Rahal, all 3 RLLs, 13th, 14th, 15th. We know they go well on road courses. One last chance for them to show what they can do. Hollywood.
Let's check in then with the boys as we're in between the sessions.
And we were talking a bit about power and Maluka's confirmation from Andretti during the week that Marcus Ericsson would definitely be back next year. There'd been, I know, a little bit of chatter, rumours sort of flying around, not so much in the paddock, but certainly around on social media, but Andretti just wanting to completely cut that one out and let everybody know that Marcus will definitely be back next season for them.
You know, we were looking at that car of David Malukas here in this Gallagher. We were talking about how it looks like the Scott McLaughlin, but you know what I actually throw back to is Max Chilton.
It's a Carlin. It's a Max
Chilton car. That's
exactly what it is.
Every time I see this livery, I think of Chilton. First got to run it here in IndyCar. Moved over to the 3 of McLaughlin. Now it's on the 4.
What number was Max? That's testing you. I can't tell you. It's before my time, mate.
What was the question?
What number did Max Chilton have?
Oh, Carlin was...
That's a great question.
This is good content, guys.
No idea.
Twitter's going to be yelling at us right now with all the answers.
It's a good-looking livery.
It's a great-looking car. Throwback. It kind of reminds me of the old players' liveries, which were, you know, of course, were my favorites.
Oh, there we go.
My very biased favorites.
Baby blue.
I've got Max Chilton 2018. Oh no, that's an AI image. No one needs that.
Look at this,
59.
guys.
59. There you go.
Bryson, Kopka, Rahm, Phil and DJ, some of the biggest names in golf, are teeing it up in the Windy City for Live Golf Chicago. Catch coverage of round 2 tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, and final round coverage Sunday at noon Eastern, all on Fox. Tell you what, some cracking golf courses around here. That not one of them. That is, of course, the Moto Track. Christian Lundgaard, fastest then from Palou. We ran through the top 10 a few moments ago. VK once again showing strongly for Dale Coyne.
Yep, Lundgaard from Palou.
What just happened?
Armstrong coming through. What?
What? It's 2 things. What just happened with Discord, and what just happened on the Fox broadcast?
Do you notice that Discord went funny as well?
Yes.
Yes, good. It wasn't just me then. As we take a look to the mountains in the distance. I asked Joe a couple of years ago, actually, can you climb that? And he says yes, but it takes a long time. Somehow I don't think I'd be one to do that. Not really my cup of tea. So 12 minutes, we reset the clock. Joseph Newgarden will be part of this group. It'll be quite interesting. So 12 minutes, 2-minute break, 12 minutes, session ended. That's how it all goes. I said back down to the Fox team.
International people, that is a mountain.
Hello,
with
Will
snow
Buxton.
on it in August.
Yes, the international people can hear that.
Right. The next group is going to be Herter and Power, Dixon and Newgarden, Lundgaard and Ferrucci, Rosenquist Simpson, Rahal, Daly, Rossi, DiFrancesco, Schwartzman, Foster and Abel. There is Alex Palou. Your championship leader, looking at a 4th championship within his first 100 races in IndyCar.
Wow.
Astonishing.
I know there's a name, JT, do you?
That was the most Will Buxton thing he has said on IndyCar, I think, yet. That, people, is a mountain.
And there's snow on the top. Will Buxton always reminds
In
me...
August.
He always reminds me a bit of Captain Kirk, you know, William Shatner. There is a mountain snow in the background. It's quite funny. It is actually a beautiful sight here. It always reminds me of Mount Fuji, this place, actually, as well, which is a event we get to cover. So, we're gearing up with some intense Maplock music in the background for the 12-minute Group number 1 to head out there on the circuit in our first practice session. Tonight on Judge Judy, Alex Palou is suing. Alex Palou suing as well. Pato Award for owner of the Astor Cup.
The 2025 JBSports National Salute Stock Car Series isn't now.
I must admit, that's the most Judge Judy theme I've ever heard as well. You can tell we don't do these practice sessions that often in our commentary.
Or tonight on Chicago PD.
So I think House is on next. We're all right. Oh, here we go then. Green lights on. The second session of the evening is underway. This is still practice number 1, but we have now split the groups for the alternative tyre run. So this is a chance to see some more faster lap times out there. Make sure everything is golden. And I can't wait to see how better the conditions are going to be here as we go. Getting set. Now, if you're watching, by the way, on JBMotorsports, our coverage of the NASCAR Truck Series race, the Mission 176 at the Glen, and you're catching up, the yellow has just gone back out, but there is 35 laps to go, and the teams are now reporting that they can't make it to the end. So this has been a crucial yellow at exactly half distance of the race. So you can go and watch that now on the main JBMotorsports channel as well.
While you mention NASCAR,
yeah,
Cole Larson this weekend is on another league.
Is it?
He is racing in the Knoxville Nationals, of course, the big 410 sprint cars winged weekend event at Knoxville Raceway.
Yeah.
For the Knoxville Nationals. That is in Knoxville, Iowa.
Oh, right. So we're
He's racing in that while also racing in Watkins Glen in New York. Iowa to New York, flying back and forth.
I mean, that is quite a track, isn't it, as well?
He is doing NASCAR qualifying, then getting on a plane to Iowa to fly to race in the feature event for the Knoxville Nationals, which also means that after he's raced the Knoxville Nationals, and by the way, he's a 3-time Knoxville Nationals winner.
Yeah.
So in the event that he does win it again, then he has to deal with all of that and then fly back to New York and Watkins Glen to race in a NASCAR Cup Series race.
Oh,
So if Kyle Larson does a rookie mistake this weekend in NASCAR, blame it on the tiredness and jet lag from going between Iowa and New York all weekend.
Right, I'm going to say this. You know how next year where is Formula E racing in the States? Because we're not going back to Miami, are we? Oh no, it's actually at Miami International Autodrome, isn't it? It's at Hard Rock, yeah. Why not Watkins Glen? I'm looking at the layout on my screen right now. You know, it's not a bad one that NASCAR used. We could easily do a Formula E race here. It'd be quite fun. Or, you know, come back to Portland. Portland was excellent for a Formula E race. We could never hold our breath.
There is...
Dixon.
Right, I've got Watkins Glen here.
Yes.
I think for Formula E to be able to race round Watkins Glen, there needs to be one more brake zone.
Well, you've got turn one, flat out from 1 all the way until the chicane, and then
even then it's just a little tap of the brake, not a big braking zone.
All right, if we don't do the NASCAR layout, what about if we do the full layout? Because I've got a couple more braking zones. Or do you know where the layout comes back on? There's enough runoff there. We could add a chicane. doable.
Do you NASCAR race on the short circuit or the long circuit?
Short circuit for NASCAR.
Okay, I was looking at the long circuit.
Yeah, NASCAR racing on the short circuit. As we ran on board with Lundgaard, 58.532. And we'll now open up our main battle computer monitor with all of the information. You can see the red tyres for Lundgaard. He set the fastest delta time on. Kiffin Simpson second. Colin Daly's just slotted it perfectly as well into P2 in the 76 as well. So he's going strong on his boost laps at the moment as they'll continue to charge. And Jacob Abel goes up into P9 as well. Yeah, can you tell that we don't usually cover the practice sessions for IndyCar? Usually we're in the middle of some other commentary as well, so we let the radio team deal with it. But there's only 2 races of the year. Well, actually, no, 3 races really, isn't it, JT? Where we let we come on the commentary. That would be St. Petersburg,
Indy.
the Indy 500, and here. That'd be the 3, wouldn't it?
Did we do the practice sessions for safety earlier this year? I can't remember.
I think we did practice 1. Then came out for qualifying because you hosted qualifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the 76, which, according to JB, looks identical to the number 2, which is purple to red.
Why? Who did I say?
You didn't say either of them. I'm just yeah.
Confusing me is. I'll probably say that now in the race when you're not here.
I'm just waiting for the message from Omi.
He is listening as well. He's watching on. The session goes underway. Daly's back in the pit now anyway. 7 minutes to go. We're halfway through this first part of group practice. It's all still classified as practice 1, of course. We just split them up. Polo's getting ready to head back out there. There's the championships and the race victories he's had this year as well, JT, with little checker flags on the back of his helmet as well. Definitely, just an insane amount of victories, an insane amount of runs. But I couldn't stand. I was watching that when I was commentating on the Brickyard 400. I was watching you guys do the IndyCar race at Laguna Seca, and I was watching on the restarts. How did Polo gain so much time on the restarts? He was miles ahead of everybody else. Like after 2 laps.
It's the case of, I think he's been able to work out that he's able to control the field in such a way where he can always catch them out.
Right. I have no idea how he does it. No idea. It's definitely something that I wouldn't expect to be a thing.
It also didn't help that they were always crashing and were always limping off the restarts.
Yeah, I heard about that. I wasn't great on the restarts. Bit of a wild card, isn't it?
But then it didn't get much better in the Indy NXT race because it was probably the worst race ever for the AMR safety team officials, but I won't go into it because they don't need to be reminded of it again.
Well, it was after we finished our race, so I think it's best because me and Megan were watching a movie. We flicked on to see the Indy race because I looked at Twitter, and we were gobsmacked to see the AMR safety crew have a little bit of an embarrassing trek. We've got time to fill in a practice session. Remind the dear viewers who don't know what we're talking about.
It was at turn 4. Yeah, down there. Car stuck in gravel. The AMR response vehicle goes in, attaches tow line to said car, tries to pull it out. The response vehicle gets stuck. They call for a recovery truck, a tow truck. That goes in to pull those two out. Guess what? The tow truck gets stuck. So they get another tow truck to tow them out, and they completely abandoned the car. And instead of getting it from this side, they had to get it from this side.
Hang on, wait. Can you do that again? We want on cams.
Instead of getting it from this side, they had to pull it this side.
It was quite funny to watch, though, to be fair. It's not often they make a mistake, but the gravel traps are so deep because of the motorcycles.
they showed a replay of it on TV, but they only showed one part of it. The only reason that I knew they got stuck twice is because they showed it live on the international feed.
Ah, yes. And we get that here.
Have on, yeah. But then again, they're talking over the ad breaks now, so does that mean Tom Gamer's out of a job?
Ah, okay. No. They are only talking
Let me guess, they're only
over-
doing it in the practice.
Yeah, bang on, yeah. And the qualifying sessions. So during the races, they're not doing it because during the races, Tom Gamer
It's not on the app.
Yeah, and everybody else who's doing it, you know, all the other feeds, they take their own commentary. So it's only during qualifying and the race. It's only during practice and qualifying. That I know of. I've yet to check a race stream through INDYCARlive.com, which I'm sure I'll do at some point before the end of the season. Finding on board now with the 14 of Santino Ferrucci. Go on.
INDYCARlive.com, which used to be free, by the way.
Yep, gone now. Can't use it for free. But why is there a tiny Alex below? Why is there? No, look, why is there a tiny Alex below bouncing across my screen here? They're on board with Pato O'Ward, and there were literally just a tiny little superimposed Alex below in the distance. I have no idea what that was about, but reverse it and take a look. Literally, a superimposed tiny Alex below car. You see it? It's like, what else? Just bouncing on the front of the car there.
It looks like they were trying to do the ghost car, but it failed.
Yep, ghost car does not work on road courses. It only works at ovals. As we now on board with Alexander Rossi.
Okay,
Go on.
something's happened in Watkins Glen at turn 1 because I've just got a severe crash warning.
Oh wow!
Which means something happened.
Well, I haven't got yellow on my side. Listen to Ross's engine sing through the chicane. He's going for double bush lap as he is gone up to 8:58.960. Listen to it sing. Never getting above JT 11,600 RPM as he slams it down. I get what Hinch was talking about turn 2. But looking on the onboard, it does seem to have turned into trying to whip the traction up and get through.
Well, as we're continuing to follow him through turn 4, 5, now turn 6, 7.
Don't count.
Now, Rossi in 9th, yep.
Down a couple of gears.
Turn 8. That's 7. There's 8, the little kink to the left.
Track race getting quite interesting apparently as well. Still got another half an hour. That should end at about midnight. The only thing I'm worried about is the fact is that I'm in the commentary box, so I don't. Go on.
Something happened at turn 7 as well.
Yeah, I saw that was chicane. Yeah. Flags out, by the way. So this segment of qualifying has ended with Lundgaard on a 58.532 on the board. But yeah, I don't know whether or not I can survive my laptop going into the house. So I think I'm stuck here to the end of the truck race.
That sounds like a you problem.
Well, yeah, because it's been 2 hours and we've only done half the race. So...
Is stage 3 really half the race?
Right, we're at stage. What stage are we on now? I don't know. I've only got half the graphics open.
They've just finished stage 2.
Ah, then we've got 32 laps to go. Yeah, it was half the race, JT. Stage 3 is half the race. Keeping it to IndyCar, Lundgaard top from Rosenquist and Rahal. Let's go over and join Fox on the international side of the commentary team.
all professionalism goes out the window.
It seems that way.
Well, that's the first part
behind the
of
scenes.
practice done. Lundgaard looking very fast straight off the bat. That's a sign of intent from the McLaren man. He's got 3 opportunities to get that first win of the season under his belt, but we know he hasn't looked as comfortable on the ovals this season as his teammate Pato O'Ward has on the road courses and the street courses, particularly the road courses. He's looked phenomenal, and that is rapid straight out the box for Lundgaard.
Yeah, you know, I asked him specifically about the ovals this morning as we have 2 to finish the season, and I said, are you happy on the ovals yet? Do you feel like your apprenticeship is over? He said, I've never felt uncomfortable on the ovals. I just haven't figured out how to really master them in a way that it clicks for me. So I think he's in that mid-tier of the process where he's comfortable, but it hasn't clicked. He's not loving it yet to go oval racing. I mentioned this guy, Will Power, in terms of the process he went through on the ovals, James. As you know, hated it when Will Power first started. Then he started to get comfortable, and then once he started winning, now it's his favorite thing to go do is oval racing. I think Lundgaard will be on that same path.
And Will's gone on to win quite a few ovals in his career, so you're absolutely right. I think there's usually a moment. There's usually like a flashpoint moment for drivers where it all just sort of magically clicks, and it usually comes at one race where the setup is perfect for the conditions, you're driving well, and then you know what you're looking for in the car.
Conversely, the guy we were just looking at there, Santino Ferrucci, traditionally seen as something of an oval specialist, but this season, road courses have really come into their own for him.
Wait till we get to Milwaukee, though. Nobody was more creative and sensational last year than Santino Ferrucci at the Milwaukee Mile. You haven't been there yet.
I have. Back in the day.
2014.
That's right.
On pit lane.
I feel like Rasmussen was pretty good at Milwaukee. It was pretty exceptional to watch because he did that race last year.
So quick one. Daly, Ferrucci, or Rasmussen at Milwaukee. Who's getting their first win?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Could
Couldn't
very well be one of those
any
three.
one of those 3. I love that. And welcome back to Portland. Fans already out here at the circuit on a beautiful day. A woolly hat for one member of the crowd. Feels a little bit like overkill. It's 80 degrees out.
Stiff wind, got to protect the ears.
Quite. Right, why don't we go and hear from a tame racing driver, Jack Harvey, standing by with Will Power.
Last year's race winner, Will Power. Will, how did it feel out there today?
It didn't feel too bad. We're lacking pace. We're lacking pace here. It's like if you're a couple tenths off, you're way off. But yeah, definitely got to find some more there. You know, it's always the case. You turn up with last year's car and it's never the same. Tires change, track changes, people improve. So go back and do some homework and find some time.
Best of luck this weekend.
Optimistic going into the weekend. Fastest on the hard, fastest on the soft. What else is there to get going now?
Continue that momentum, I guess. I think it's been really nice for everybody to have a nice little weekend off. You know, regroup, recharge. In Toronto, I also spoke about the mental capacity of these people on this crew. You know, there is no racing without the truckies. There is no racing without the mechanics, and I think we all needed that a little bit of a week off. Luckily, we get another one next week. So if we can execute this weekend and carry this momentum, I think we can have a good end to the season.
It's going to get really hot later this weekend. How does that change things? How will it change the tire wear?
I already feel it. It is hot. I think it feels a lot warmer today than I think it really is, and I think it's just going to be worse on Sunday. I'm not so worried about tomorrow, but yeah, I mean it's going to be physical for sure. But yeah, thanks, Christian. Thank you.
Group 2 is underway, and JT, Lundgaard sounds like he's having an okay weekend. Will Power sounds like he's already thinking about retirement. Polar opposites there.
Seven.
No, it came through. Try again. Hello.
Stingray 12 up to the line, and he
There's a lot of Discord's been having a paddy at the moment, and there's a lot. Try again, JT, with the mic.
What?
We didn't hear any of that. It cut out. Discord's having a paddy. Try again.
Is that working?
Yes, we can hear you now. Hello.
Hello. I didn't touch a thing.
No, I can promise viewers you didn't. I was watching the camera at the same time.
And you can tell if I touch anything because my bus mixer to mute my mic is over here. My hand was here.
Maybe just use your stream deck at the moment.
But I didn't even touch my stream deck. It just stopped picking up my mic.
That's really weird, but yeah, we'll gloss over it. Go on, what were we talking about anyway?
I was just commentating what we could see on the screen, so
Thank God for that. Nothing
it's gone
important.
now.
Well, on board now is Stingray Rob, who's got an interesting Delta time. I don't have one of JT's fancy stream decks. I have to lean over and press a key on my keyboard. How I would love to have that little control panel in front of me where I can just press it.
Well, where you can do all of the cool transitions we've been working on, sneak peek.
Yes, but I'm not a rich boy.
Spoiler.
La 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 la.
They're not that expensive, actually.
No, they're not. I could probably get one if I wanted.
Compared to other other technical equipment that we have in commentary box.
Yes, not the most expensive. Drop in the ocean compared to the stuff we've got up here in our booths. Still controlling it.
Then again, they range from like 150 to 200. So it is a little bit, but it's not much compared to other stuff we have.
Bus mixer, microphones, headsets, sound guards.
Isn't the bus mixer cheaper than the stream deck?
No, mine was 200.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
You must have got yours when it was new, because I got mine. I got mine for 90.
I got mine when it was brand new. Yeah, this model. Yeah.
Then again, my channel 1 doesn't work on my bus mixer, so.
Who needs channel 1?
I work fine on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Exactly. Also, on the other hand, it would be a problem, but yeah.
If I was like, what I was hoping to have was my headset, handheld, and boom arm all plugged in at once. But it's headset and my boom arm or my handheld.
Well, we have 2 headsets, and I have to swap between boom and handheld because World Feed goes into one.
Yeah. My track audio goes into 4.
Mine goes in 4, yeah. Aux goes in 5. World Feed audio from the TV goes to 6.
So in my 5/6 channel, I have my phone. So when I transmit phone audio, that's how it.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. That's how you're being heard right now to all of our viewers tuning in. Hello, everybody.
Or, well, being heard when Discord wants to cooperate.
That is true. Discord's been a bit of a pain today.
I mean, it failed yesterday.
Yeah, we should have a backup commentary box somewhere just in case Discord fails during a race weekend. We didn't think of that. We might have one now.
Video Ninja.
Oh, we do have one.
Yeah.
There we go. Simples. So let's go down to Jack Harvey in the pits.
It's not
guys, I'm loving the conversation today, honestly. This might have been one of my favourite sessions that we've had all year. Boba Fett's popping up, Iron Man's coming up.
Boba Fett.
Will, honestly, outside of just the colours being a little bit representative, I'm going to have to go ahead and say no.
All right. Jack says no.
Oh, he said no?
Yeah, Jack says no.
Well, there it is. The word has spoken.
Jack Harvey, I mean, computer says no.
Bird.
Consider me crestfallen.
Bird is the word.
I saw it, pal.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Pato O'Ward second quickest and Nolan Siegel's third.
There you go.
They're really pushing this today,
Louis
aren't
Foster's
they?
fourth.
Yes.
There'll be a lot of work going on with
Lucas.
no Cargo there as the engine cover comes off. Not so for Pato O'Ward. They're chilling.
What was it?
Fuel in it.
What was interesting for me, guys, in that first 10-minute segment was you had an even split of manufacturers. 5 Hondas, 5 Chevy in the top 10 for a season that's been pretty heavily Honda dominated. It's nice to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, they've lost commentary. I think they're coming back with 5 minutes to go to Fox 2, where they are.
That is just quite funny when it happens. They're just in a random conversation, like,
They're probably getting told
you're
to shh on the graphics, yeah.
They were joking around with Jack Harvey, and they just randomly stopped, and then it's like we had Buxton and Harvey, and then Jack Harvey just out of nowhere just stopped talking, and then Will Buxton picked up and they were back to Madbay.
International feed has actually improved a lot since, well, we commentated the first session, didn't we, JT, at St. Petersburg?
Yeah.
And me, you, Omi, Jackson, we were all furious about how, poor it was, and we were struggling to do the commentary on. So it's improved a lot over the year, and long may it improve as well with Fox now. One of the
but
big...
also in St. Pete, in the race, we loved Fox.
Yeah, why did we?
You tell me.
Oh, did the graphics not work? Yeah, the graphics didn't work, did they? And we were running around all over the place. It's always St. Petersburg, isn't it, by the way?
Everything always goes wrong in St. Petersburg, but we all really liked how Fox did the broadcast in St. Pete.
We did, yeah. It was a refresh, I think. It was a good starting point. But anyway, our graphics are now sorted and permanent. Hopefully it won't crash on us anytime soon. 3.5 minutes to go. Was Amy even there? I can't remember now. He's just texting into us saying, me, furious. I wasn't doing it all the time at the time. No, it wasn't there. I'm sorry if I thought Omi was furious going over the last few days.
Yeah, back in St. Petersburg, Omi wasn't in his teenager phase.
I can hear him now. By the way, I think that now's a good time to plug the JBMotorsports eSports channel. So the JBEsports is coming soon, and JT has put together a fantastic B&G stock car championship with proper banger racing in simulation. It's going to be fantastic. He's gone through it all, and we had a meeting today, explain how it's all going to work as well. That's coming up soon. Will be great.
Shall I do the announcement here right now?
I'll put you on the screen. You can go for it.
So, I was going to keep this for the driver's briefing of round 1, but I guess I'll tell you it now. Event 1, the final race of the day, the Reliant Robbins final, will not be any normal race. Heats 1 and 2 will be on the oval. The final will be on the figure of 8 oval, where the cars cross over in the middle and pass into each other.
I can just imagine Omi and Samson now hunting you down, and me on commentary going nuts as well, yes. Oh, bring it on. Bring it on. That's going to be quite an exciting one.
Also, we have another figure of 8 event on event 4, but I won't say what is on that event.
That's on the brand new JBSports YouTube channel. That is going to be up. But event 1...
And maybe JB1.
Yes, event 1 will be simulcast as well.
Well, the final World Championship event
maybe
on JB1?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, with simulcast.
With a 10-minute build-up, which, as the dust kicked up in a big, big way at turn 11,
See who that was
we're
coming
staying
through.
green, so not in the wall, just
That was
wide,
Pato.
wide.
I think it was Pato, JT. It was the 5 coming down towards the area. Yeah, not 100%, unfortunately. Flags out, though, very quickly soon, and the session will be over. Hello, tops it, 58.381.
Yeah, all I will say for the event 4 figure of 8 race,
yeah,
and Omi will enjoy this, it is full contact. And I know for a fact that Omi's going to come in, including driver door hits. No, Omi, no.
Yeah.
As the flag is about to go out.
Yep, so the latest from the JBMotorsports, JBSports world is going to be JBSports.
The massive franchise that you've built out.
Yeah.
Because why not?
5 channels now. Motorsports, Motorsports 2, Extra, eSport, Twitch. Can't wait. Social medias everywhere.
All I will say that if you are a fan of the Brisker Formula 1 stock cars, which was mentioned a little bit earlier on, that is coming as well.
Yeah.
Well, we are testing them in Season 1 and hopefully fully implementing them in Season 2 onwards. The World Championship event at the end of the year, which will be simulcasted on JB1 as a lock-up for Pelot.
Just coming into the pit lane as well.
The pit road. And you can see that tyre smoke, as I believe that was Dixon who went
behind him, yeah.
Through it. But yeah, massive lock-up for Alex Pelot. All I will say is that all of the championship events that happen are at the same tracks that they are in real life. So the 2025 World Championship for the Brisker F1 Stock Cars and the Saloon Stock Cars World Championship this year are both at Kings Lynn, the Adrian Flux Arena, which allows us at the end of the year to have a double-header World Championship event at the Brisker F1 Stock Cars and Saloon Stock Cars both. But I will continue once we speak to the 27. Is it the 26 or 27?
I think we just held a fourth there, but it's good because, you know what, our test was very similar to what the conditions are right now. So predictability was very high up, and I think we have a lot of changes that we know in the back of our mind if it was the same as the test that we're ready for tomorrow. So happy with this car. The JM Honda has been fast the past few weekends. We haven't had the results, so this is going to be our redemption here this weekend in Portland.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
Buxton.
Kirkwood hoping to return to the form that he saw in the opening gambit of the season on this last road race of the year. How many drivers will this be their last opportunity for the win before we get to the short track ovals? It's going to be a fascinating weekend, but it's Lundgaard who has started off in the most positive way possible. 58.532 to top the times from Pelot, Rosenquist, Rahal and Newgarden. David Maluka, second quickest in the second session, 6th fastest overall from Armstrong, Kirkwood, O'Ward and rookie Louis Foster completing the 10. Let's hear from David Malukas, who's standing by with Jack.
Yeah, David, that was a great session for you guys. Must have felt pretty good out there today.
Yeah, it did feel good. Obviously, a little bit of an unknown until we got that group running. It was so chaotic, that first half of that practice. So, I mean, we weren't getting any laps and kind of a little bit of a guessing game on what the car needed. But, yeah, in that group running, we got a lot of answers that we needed. And, yeah, it feels very good.
It's going to be quite an increase in temperature across the next 2 days. How does that factor into some conversations you had with the team tonight?
Yeah, it's a lot of kind of, again, guessing on what the car and these tires are going to do at that high temperature. But from all sectors, from the car to the tires, and even myself, we were trying some different things with the cool suit to prepare for those higher temperatures come Sunday. But I have a really good team behind me, and we'll make sure that this Gallagher gets up there.
Thank you, David.
Keep your eyes on David Malukas this weekend, every weekend. 10th in the championship as it stands, but this man marching on towards potentially grabbing his 4th IndyCar title. He's a 108-point lead when the checkered flag falls on Sunday. Right, IndyCar Practice 2 comes your way on FS1 tomorrow.
Yep, you can tune in as well here on JB Motorsports and later in on the Grid Network as well. JT, finish what you were talking about.
Look at how shiny the gold roof is. Look how shiny it is.
It does look good, doesn't it? It does. It really does.
But anyway, let me get rid of that.
It's stuck in
there
the
we
green
go.
screen now. Hello.
Hello. I need to size that down.
You've got 30 seconds before you have to wrap up.
I've got 30 seconds. Okay, Mendips Raceway confirmed date to be confirmed once everyone is free. Saloon stock cars, Reliant Robbins and Skegness, Henderson, Northampton before that as well. Full schedule is in the Discord. You can see it there.
Thoughts quickly on practice one?
All right session. 2 red flags. We've had more red flags before. Quite a calm practice session for Portland.
Yeah, it was actually quite a calm one as well. We will be back for all the action here for the Grid Network and JB Motorsports tomorrow with practice 2, qualifying and the final practice. Sunday back with the Grand Prix as well. We've got Joe Sammiego and Nicole Fry trackside for us as well. And up here in the comms box, the JB Motorsports crew will talk you through the weekend. My thanks to JT and to all of you at home. We'll see you again later. Bye-bye.